to DeFi, degens, drip, and farm for poverty, where on this channel, our vision is to empower the impoverished by helping you find financial freedom through crypto assets. Please subscribe and leave a comment and a thumbs up. Hey guys, welcome back. DeFi, degens, drip, and farm for poverty. I'm your host, Drip Coach, dropping knowledge bombs on all Forex Shark related projects. So in today's video, we are going to review some information Forex dropped in the AMA previously from Bartertown, and he gives a hint to how long the ecosystem will last. So if you didn't pick up on that hint, you're not going to want to miss this video. Also, it shows the vision that he has for the ecosystem, as well as a big secret we're dropping in this video is the fourth word for the scavenger hunt. So if you've been paying attention, you should have words from the first, the fifth, the seventh, and today will be the fourth one. And in this video, you're going to want to put all four in the comments with your wallet address, and the first correct answer will win. Remember, to be eligible for these, you have to have all four. That means you would have had to pay attention to previous videos. And that's how I'm incentivizing and rewarding those of you that are watching my content and turn on notifications and that comment. So this will be one of the ways that I continue going forward to try to add value to those select few people. And lastly, we will be covering the different long-term smart contracts that Forex has in his tool belt that he's planning on building as we go forward. So to start this off, let's first get into the video clip that I'm taking this information from. And this was referenced to, like I said, the AMA, and also that question that I asked. And he gave a really long, detailed response to that question. And there's different bits and pieces that are important to dive into. So let's take a listen to that.
From my opinion, the really good dev teams, they're focusing on the wrong things. They're focusing on building their own chains because that gives them a level of control, but it also gives them a way to cash in, like major, because whoever builds their own chain controls a huge portion of the supply of that native chain's asset from the start, and they become instant billionaires. I mean, that's so the really good dev teams, they're all creating their own chains because it makes them instant billionaires. That's really like that's where their mind's at. With me, I don't care about being a billionaire, right? I'm wealthy. I have more than enough money. What I care about is actually bringing products to the existing chains that we have. We don't need more chains, especially if you look at what these other chains are doing. They're essentially just BSC clones. Like, we don't need more BSC clones. We need actual value and actual products that people that are not in DeFi now will want to use because they're getting the same value that they would get from their bank on chain without needing to rely on some centralized institution that could freeze their accounts, that is paying them out in a highly inflationary currency like USD, that is paying them yield that is so small it's not even outpacing inflation, and they get away with that because they have the backing of the government, and they have.
So that's, I'm going to pause it there. It's important things to note. So he's not concerned. This is one thing to understand about his personality. He's not concerned with being an instant billionaire. He's concerned and influenced by leaving a legacy in the space. And he wants to do so by basically disrupting the existing narrative and the centralized organizations. So that's important to understand, that you can kind of start to tease out what he's trying to do and what he wants to accomplish. And by doing these things, you can also understand that it's not an easy feat and not going to happen overnight. So the short answer to how long will drip last, well, it's as long as Forex is breathing and willing to develop and add this innovation to the space that he wants to do in regards to these different financial vehicles from the traditional sector, and literally disrupt the traditional model and bring this money and capital over to DeFi. So before I go into the next bit, we're going to capture the word for the scavenger hunt. So you want to get ready. The word for this week or today's video is going to be Forex Shark. So it's two words. I'm going to use Forex Shark in this one. So I didn't use the random word generator, but all of you watching should know who this is. So Forex Shark is your scavenger hunt word. That's the fourth one. So you'll need to put all 4 of those in the comments with your buddy address in order to be eligible to win. First correct comment wins. All right, on to the next part of his AMA. Just a quick message. Please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. That does help the channel as well as help bring brand awareness to all Forex Shark related projects. Thanks.
Have full control over the currency supply, so there's no competition there, right? There's a monopoly where a very small handful of banks that work together control the whole financial model of the whole world, and it doesn't need to be like that. Smart chain networks have the ability to recreate effectively all of the financial products that are used right now in the traditional economy. No one is building them because all of the top dev teams would rather make their own chain and become instant billionaires than actually building something that will take DeFi to the next level. And I think that's a mistake. I think it's short-sighted. And my vision is to bring products to the existing chains that bring value and are kind of the killer apps for DeFi. And I want to drive the adoption of DeFi by making actual products that people want to use, not just another way that people can hold, value in on chain, right? Not just.
All right. So there you have it. So he reiterated and doubled down that he wants to bring value to the existing networks or the existing chains and bringing those traditional financial instruments to DeFi. So I decided to pull up some of those. You may not be familiar like I am. I wasn't familiar with all of these, but here's just a quick rundown of different traditional financial investment vehicles. So you have savings account. I mentioned to you guys that you can use the stable farms. Let's pull that up real quick and see if we can kind of tie these two things together. All right, so savings account. Probably most people are familiar with savings account. You basically have a checking and a savings. Checking is where you spend stuff. Savings, you put your money over into that, a portion each month or each paycheck to save for a rainy day, whatever, right? And typically savings accounts are like, a couple % per year. It's not a lot. Well, when we go over to the animal farm, you have a bunch of different farms that are stable coin farm staking that will pay you a much higher interest rate than any traditional bank would. And if you don't want to pair your coins, you can go over to the BUSD pool itself here and earn dogs. Now you're earning dogs, so you'd have to sell those dogs for that interest you're looking to get, but clearly that will be a much better interest rate even on a asset that doesn't have any value outside the ecosystem, but you can sell that and make better dividends or percentage gain over the year than you would be in a traditional savings account. Money market account, kind of similar to a savings account with just generating more percentage rate, and then you can only make so many withdrawals per month. That could be similar to our existing payout dividend models that we have, like with the piggy bank, and even the drip. You're paid a certain amount per day, and you can't withdraw the whole principal, but that's more like a CD or an annuity. But there we have CDs, you have mutual funds. You can go through all these. I'm not going to go through all these, but the point is, what he was getting at is there are tons of financial vehicles that are in existence today where trillions of dollars of capital is locked up. And that's not to say that Forex is going to be the one to create this wave, but he can be the one to spark the wave for sure. And it seems like that's what he's looking at. Nobody else is building this, as he said, because they want to build their own chains. Prime example, Richard Hart is building his own chain, and he has become an instant billionaire. That's billion with a B, in case you guys didn't understand what Forex was saying. He's not concerned with being a billionaire, a BBB, than a millionaire. So that says something about his integrity and what he's trying to do. So as you guys know, we've had the farms pause, and there's been millions of dollars, and I showed you the Drip had $1 billion worth of capital that it passed through it. So he's already left his mark on the space, and he's reaching for much, much more than what he wants to develop. So all of these different vehicles that have not been touched or brought over to DeFi,
Maybe some will be able to go, some won't, or different versions. Like I don't see annuities on here, but piggy bank is considered like an annuity. Drip is like a certificate of deposit. You know, you have the savings account. You could look at crypto as different types of stocks. So some of this stuff is already coming over for sure. And we look at real estate and even art when you start to look at the NFT sides. So whatever he's doing long term definitely is going to be disruptive and leaves the room for a lot of additional capital and eyeballs to move over. So if this does become the most lucrative farm on BSC, then these pools, BUSD pool and these stable coin farms could see a lot of capital put into them, because people with stable coins sitting on the sidelines want to find the best place in DeFi to put their coins and generate yield. That was the issue that happened with Terra Luna. Thought that was a great place, but since it was tied to an algorithmic stable coin, it actually, you know, crashed and burned. Whereas this would be tied to a dog token, and yes, it would affect the price of dogs if you had, you know, millions of dollars in here locked up or whatever the case may be, and people just dump. But he's built all of these vesting mechanics and the 90% tax and the wallet score and the loyalty, like really, really intricate game theory built on here to keep the dogs as a asset that people want to accumulate and not sell. So this has a lot of potential. I just want you guys to hear that from him of what his vision is. So hope you kind of understand that aspect, and hope you didn't miss the fourth scavenger hunt word, and that you got the other one. So be sure to put that again in the description, all four with your wallet address. First correct one wins. I'm gonna do 10 drip for this, and then do the other scavenger hunt 2 weeks later. So basically only gonna be 2 this month. That'll be the only airdrops this month. Unless I do a random one in between. All right, so please like and subscribe, and until next time, lift daily and achieve your impossible. See you guys.